All right. So quick trade recap, man. Really weird day. I won't lie. There was no news. Today's Monday. I I know people talk a lot about no news Mondays. Just don't even trade them. They're horrible. I personally have a phenomenal record on Mondays. Actually, Mondays in general. All my 6 months back testing and as much as I've been trading live, not live, but like with prop firms, I have literally never lost a. This is the first loss I've ever had on a Monday. So my statistics are phenomenal. Especially no news Mondays are usually really good for me. So I don't really care what people think. But so I was gonna trade for sure, and I had a bearish bias originally, and then I switched it midday to a bullish bias. Ended up taking a long position. The bias ended up being bullish. We obviously got a big move up. Now it was a little weird. We had SMTs both to the downside and on the upside, so it was honestly kind of whack. But what originally made me bearish is just a lot of bearish volume. Like there was was it the daily time frame? Oh, ES. It was I was about to say I definitely saw a candle. ES, bro, with this candle right here, huge rejection candle yesterday, not yesterday, on Friday, and an SMT. So I'm always hesitant to short on all-time highs, but price action was looking extremely bearish, right? So ES was the one acting bearish all day. No, yeah. ES was the one that was underperforming. So obviously you can see here with this high. Look at this high, for example. NQ's trading above it today. This same high over here, where is it? I mean, that's why I have the SMT right here. ES is trading below it. So it's been underperforming. It's been a lot more bearish. And then seeing how this candle right here closed, I was pretty bearish, pretty bearish. So we were coming up, respecting, taking out previous day high, and then still continuing down all the way to this 1 hour gap. And so it just looked. I'm gonna be honest. I kind of didn't even really see this gap here. That's kind of one of the mistakes I made. I was too focused on price action up here. I didn't really look far enough down to see that this would have been a perfect opportunity to go long, especially given the fact that we put an SMT in right. Oh my gosh, this was such a good setup. Now that I'm thinking about it, I did not take this trade right here. This is what I should have took. I took a trade here. So basically, the 1 hour gap on both. So many SMTs everywhere. It's kind of pissing me off, dude. There's just too many lines. So this 1 hour gap, where is it? Down here. Obviously, NQ is trading nowhere even near it. Not at all. We're way the hell up here. And ES is down here. So good SMT in an all-time high market where we really should be bullish. And then obviously a good, nice rejection outside of that gap. So I missed the trade. I was a little impatient. I jumped the gun a little early. And it was a really weird dilemma because I took my trade right here. You can see obviously the position. I entered off this gap right here, the price created after inversing this bearish one. But you can see if I had taken this trade on ES, it would have been something like this, right? With this candle. I didn't take it on ES because, like I said, it was bearish. It was the more bearish asset. So I would have done something like this, and I would have got stopped out clearly, like by a lot. But if you notice here, another SMT. NQ is not dropping below here. So we never get stopped out of NQ. It ended up being kind of a wild ride. So once I got up here, I was supposed to go break even when I got to this high right here. But then I was away from my computer, so I couldn't go break even. I was trying to run back to go break even, and then I looked back and we're all the way down here. So I was like, bro, there's no way. And then thankfully, we end up going back up. Once we take out this high, then I moved break even just because, I won't lie, market's acting a little funny, a little weird. I'm just trying to be conservative, go break even when I can. So I did. And then that red circle is where I got stopped out of break even. So I took the loss for the day. It is what it is. Actually, was it break even? Why am I at $100 loss then? That's what it is. So, right. Where are we at? So we come down this crazy ass candle. I'm thinking, all right, I'm definitely getting stopped out. So once price comes up, I got to like around here. that's where I closed my position. And then I saw it inversed this again right here. So I re-entered, which I regret. I should not have done that. And that's when I was super conservative with my stop loss when break even. So I lied. I actually had a super small loss, $100, and then a break even, which I can probably find down here. Yeah, $100 loss and then a break even. So that was today. So like I said, I would have got stopped out had I took it on ES. But the weird thing is, the divergence is switched. So NQ went from being the bullish asset and ES being the bearish one to ES being bullish and NQ being bearish, because the real setup that I should have took, like I mentioned, price, it was actually super precise today, man. Super precise. I just was not as aware as I should have been. There's a new week opening gap. Let me go down to 10 minutes. And I'm going to just show ES right now. New week opening gap right here. Look how precise this retracement. I mean, takes out all sell side, Asia, takes out London, comes down to test this hourly gap and comes into a new week opening gap. Then we take off. This is where I should have been patient enough to wait and take my trade. So if you look, I actually don't think I would have got an entry. So I usually enter on a 1 minute time frame. There would not have been an entry. Obviously, for me, I like to wait for some form of a correction into my entry. I'm not a market execution kind of guy. I'll delete this. So on a 1 minute time frame, it would have been something like this. Maybe put the stop here, go for the 2R. But obviously there's no entry. We retraced a little bit, but nothing into the gap. But I did notice on a 2 minute time frame that looked a lot better. There was an entry that I did miss. So I think at this point I had already hopped off the charts, I want to say, or I was about to, because the other trade, you know, I just accepted my break even for the day. But this would have been, I would have probably done the candle body. This would have and should have been my trade today. It aligns perfectly with what I prefer to trade, which is, you know, a 10 o'clock reversal in the direction of a higher time frame continuation. We have an SMT in that reversal. We come and, you know, retest this new week opening gap plus the 1 hour gap, and just really good draws to the upside. So that was it. So I basically went from being bearish, having the wrong bias, to mid session realizing I should be bullish. I need to switch my bias, and then I see an opportunity to go long. It unfortunately was just, it wasn't the real move yet. It wasn't the real move yet. So thankfully I took it on NQ. I would have got stopped out if I had taken it on ES and taken a full loss, but NQ gave me an opportunity to take a small loss today. But yeah, if I had just waited another maybe 15-20 minutes, I could have taken advantage of this trade right here, which would have been phenomenal. Would have been a really good trade. Right now we would have been at probably TP2, I'm guessing. Took TP2 for sure. So that was the day. Definitely some lessons learned. Patience, just a constant reminder. It's always good as a trader to remind yourself just the power of patience and how much patience really pays. So that's one. And then another lesson I took from this was, I would say, expanding my entry search from outside of just the 1 minute time frame. You know, checking the 2 minute, checking the 3 minute, seeing what makes sense, and then understanding, you know, where certain key points of interest are on the chart. Because like I said, I don't really know why. I don't have an excuse for it, but somehow I just missed not only the hourly gap. Was it an hourly gap? Yeah, right here. Somehow, in some form or fashion, I don't know how, I can't explain it, I got no excuse, I literally missed this. I never saw it. Had I seen this from the beginning of the day, noticed it, marked it out, I 100% would have said I am not entering a long position until price takes out London, because London is inside of this hourly gap. I need full manipulation. I need all of sell side to be taken inside of a, you know, high probability point of interest, which would have been this 1 hour gap. So missing that, just not paying close enough attention, it would have been below midnight open as well, which is exactly what you want when you're going to go for a buy position. An SMT got put in. I mean, this is as picture perfect as a setup gets, quite literally. And then you factor in the new week opening gap, which I also didn't pay attention to and missed as well. That is another thing that I missed that I regret. So Definitely room for improvement. Definitely a lot I learned. But it's good to know my model works. Today was a winning day. It was human error. It was my, personal misinterpretation of the charts that caused me to take a small loss today. But my model, if you were to follow it to a T, yeah, you would have got some big money, and I would have been on a four trade win streak, I think, something like that. But we can't perfectly execute every single day. There's going to be mistakes, so we just got to learn from them and take it to the next day. But that's all I got. I gotta hit the gym, so I'm gonna call the video here. Appreciate y'all watching. Put it in my journal, and I'm out. Peace.